like the reason to like go to a party was to get drunk, you know, if there wasn't alcohol or like drugs, it was like, okay, what's the point of the weekend? You know, it was like that was the only focus for me.
So when I got into Cornerstone and saw all these teenagers and all these people that were just like me that said they were drug addicts and alcoholics, it baffled me. And when they started talking about how they felt, I realized that I felt the exact same way that they did, and that I had a problem with drugs and alcohol, even though I was a 13-year-old girl that had been recently going to St. Anne's Catholic School. I was just a kid that looked like every other normal kid, except I have a disease. I have a problem with drugs and alcohol, but I'm sober now, so.
You know, but a typical Cornerstone kid, there's not one. I mean, there's kids from all economic backgrounds, all cultural backgrounds, race, whatever. Okay, the part of the program that most people come to first is called the outreach program. And the outreach program is the 12-step meetings that are twice a week, the functions and activities that we have every weekend for the kids, the parent program, which meets at the same time that the kids meet, the satellite program, which is an after-school program for the kids. They'll, you know, at different times there'll be between 40 and 60 kids involved in the outreach program, coming to meetings and satellite and activities on the weekends.
When I found like my little circle of friends in there, I guess that really helped me, because we did everything together, and we would like talk about different stuff, like our problems with one another, relationship issues.
You know, I still have many friendships today that are based in that peer group. My closest friends, I guess, are from Cornerstone when I was in there.
The number one thing that influences a kid is their peer group. You know, and to have somebody that is maybe older, their age, that's cool, that's a year sober, that's having fun in their sobriety, reaching out to them, you can't replace that. You can't replace that with any therapy. Satellite is a safe harbor. It's a place where kids come up to play video games. Sometimes they come up there after school, do their homework, meet their sponsors. If they're having a bad day and they just want to be around other kids in recovery.
And when I went home, it was just an empty house, and so I'd get bored and stuff, you know, and like look for things to do, and like usually go over to my neighbor's house and like get high.
And so I could go there after school, and it was like I knew I was going to be able to go there and talk to a counselor if I needed to, or talk to someone with sobriety if I needed to. And that, you know, I mean, and it was somewhere where I could just spend my time because I didn't have anywhere else to go.
Satellite it's fun, you know, but the biggest thing that it is, it's a safe harbor. It's a safe harbor. Outpatient's group therapy. You know, you take outpatient and combine it with the outreach program, you know, and you get a fuller day, you get a lot more accountability, because we're not just treating the kids for 2 hours and then they're, you know, and then opening the door and saying bye, you know, we'll see you tomorrow, but we'll see them at the satellite, we'll see them at meetings, we'll see them at functions, because the staff that runs outpatient is also the same staff that goes to the meetings and goes to the functions and does all that stuff.
It kind of taught me what I needed to know. It was kind of like a boot camp for life.
And how you build self-esteem is taking positive action on a daily basis. Okay, doing positive, healthy things for yourself on a daily basis.
I really did not enjoy going to the weigh station when I first started out and got put on the commitment of going every day to feed the homeless, because I'd have to get there at 6 o'clock in the morning and help cook the food and then serve the food. And it just required getting out of myself.
For most of the kids, it'll be the first time that they've ever done anything for somebody else without expecting to get something back. You know, so it's the first time they've ever given freely. And a lot of the kids, what they discover is that they love it. I mean, it makes them feel good to do things for other people and to, you know, to give.
These people were carrying around everything they had on them, everything that they owned, they carried around with them. And, you know, I came in and I was really selfish and I was really self-centered about everything. And that really opened my eyes to see that I have so much more than that I take for granted.
You know, addicts spend so much time in self-centered thought, you know, just thinking about themselves and their needs and their wants. And it's, you know, and so much of the solution lies in the fellowship and getting outside of yourself and doing things for other people. And it's so much of the solution of what recovery is about.
And the trip, oh my God, it gave me so much. It gave me a lot of self-confidence, and it provided me with a lot of courage, because that was one of the things that showed me that, hey, if I can climb a 6,000-foot mountain covered with snow and hike through the wilderness for 3 weeks, then I'm pretty sure that I can do a lot of other things too if I just put my mind to it.
Realizing that I was really self-centered and really kind of a jerk, and just really, I pushed people away a lot, and kind of on the trip was one of the first times I really saw that.
Like working together as a team, that was a big thing. Like I'm more of like the team worker now than I used to be.
We take the kids in the program on a wilderness trip every year, carrying everything on your back, cooking your meals, living together, learning to interact in a small community, and really learning to depend on each other. All those things translate tremendously to, you know, some of the principles and the concepts in the program.
I think if I'd stayed in Houston, I would have relapsed. I think I would have used, but instead I went there and, you know, I did a pass that was like 2,000 feet up, like really steep, and I totally did not think I could do that.
I made a complete 180. When I came back, like, I didn't recognize it, but all my parents and everyone saw a complete change in me.
The parents, initially, how they can support their kids is they can get educated about alcoholism, drug addiction. They start to get educated, and by going to the parent group, they also build support within the parent group from other parents that have been there, have suggestions, they can draw strength from them.
You know, it seems incredible. The kids still, not even in some cases young adults yet, but still children, have to deal and have to face such incredible hurdles, such incredible pain in their life so early. They're dealing with issues that some people never have to come to terms with, and here they're doing it at such an early stage in their life, even before they have a lot of the experience and the tools to even begin to deal with it. Many adults fail at solving some of these problems. They go their entire life to therapy to address issues such as these. And here are these kids, just children, having to take it upon themselves to approach very complex issues, boil it down into simple terms, and deal with it on a very personal level. You know, it was so incredibly painful to me to hear so many kids having to do that.
I was just a kid that looked like every other normal kid, except I have a disease. I have a problem with drugs and alcohol, but I'm sober now, so.